Grace and peace to you. Shall we gather at the river where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever flowing by the throne of God? Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river, flows by the throne of God. On the margin of the river, washing up its silver spray, we will talk and worship ever the happy golden day. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river, flows by the throne of God. Ere we reach the shining river, lay we every burden down. Grace our spirits will deliver, provide a robe and crown. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river, flows by the throne of God. Shall We Gather at the River was written by a 19th century Baptist minister. Robert Lowry was known in his day for his hymns. He was one of the most famous hymn writers of the American church. He wrote this particular hymn during a time of suffering, a terrible heat wave that was ravaging New York City. And Lowry wrote the hymn reflecting on a text from the book of Revelation that describes a river in the city of God, water clear as crystal, flowing by the throne of God. Now, this Baptist preacher considered his primary calling to be writing and delivering sermons. And the hymns he wrote were more like a hobby or a side project. And yet, his hymns, including this one, have long outlasted his messages. I suspect that's true for all of us who preach. Maya Angelou once said, "The people will forget what you have said. They will remember how you made them feel." And we remember lyrics in part because they stir something within us. Whether comfort, excitement, or inspiration, music makes us feel. Shall We Gather at the River continues to inspire and comfort people, even today. Here at Chapel in the Pines, we recently lost one of our members. Bob suffered with the heat of his cancer. There were times of pain, and yet Bob found comfort in music, including this particular hymn. Music made him feel like he had a drink of cold water in the heat of the day. Yesterday, we gathered here at church for a ceremony that's sometimes called a funeral. And it's true that we mourn Bob's death. Other times, the ceremony is called a celebration of life. And it's also true that we gave thanks for all the goodness and light that shined in Bob, all the wonderful things that he did. Yet in our tradition, we call this ceremony a service of witness to the resurrection. Because while we mourn and give thanks, we also claim the promises of our faith and our greatest hope, that there shall come a time with no more pain or suffering of any kind. A time when we will gather and be united with all our loved ones. And until that time, it is a comfort to sing the faith. Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river, flows by the throne of God. May it be so.